All right, what is up, and welcome back to the Build a Better You podcast. I'm your host, Austin Chan, and in today's episode, I speak to fellow strength and fat loss coach Daniel Flores. And in today's episode, we talk all things about his fitness journey, specifically how he got into powerlifting, how he developed his fitness journey, how he became and started coaching as a result of his journey through life, and we also talk about his experience with fad diets like intermittent fasting and also doing the carnivore diet. But yeah, it was a pretty fun episode. Make sure to follow him. I'm going to leave his links to his stuff in the show notes below, so go ahead and give him a follow. Check out his content. He makes great, informative, and funny content. And also, I'm going to be taking on new online coaching clients for this last week of January, so go ahead and apply if you do want to get your application in and be considered a good fit. But other than that, I won't hold you up for too long, and we'll head straight into this episode.
All right, so what's up, Daniel?
What's up, Austin?
Yeah, I mean we've been talking for like 10 minutes before this, so yeah, we'll act like this is the first time we're talking to each other.
I've never ever talked to this guy ever in my life. Now we're recording a podcast. That's how this works.
Yep, first time. This is our first date, if you will.
Oh, I'm nervous now.
Yeah. Yeah, no pressure.
Dang it.
Well, what's going on, dude?
I'm just hanging out. I got some. What do I have later today? I have bench later today. Nice. So I train like a powerlifter. So I do bench and like upper body style, like, and like lift, like split. So that's what I got going on today, at least with the gym.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. Today's a rest day for me. I worked out yesterday. It was pretty brutal. Biceps and legs. Yeah.
There you go. Wait, both?
Yeah. Like a couple bicep movements and then a bunch of leg movements.
Okay, that's kind of fun, getting upper and lower body pump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely something different. I am getting my programming from Paul Carter, if you know who that is.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's like yoke squad, like group coaching, or group programming. Not really much coaching, but it's just like programming.
Yeah. I like getting programs for other people too, like as a coach, because I don't want to think about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. It's just like I just show up, I know exactly what to do. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about if this is working or not. Like when I write my own programs, like.
Yeah, because like, like what would work, but also like I don't want to think about writing it, because like for me, I'll like when I was doing like a bodybuilding style split, I'll write it on like a notepad. Like, all right, I have 2 sets of legs here, like to get like the minimum effective volume, right? And then I'm like, oh no, I forgot shoulders. Oh shit! And you're like, it takes a little while. So if you just trust someone else, it's a little bit less stressful.
Yeah, especially like when you start to get into like periodization and everything. It's just like so much stuff to think about, and then it's like now I have to write like an entire like 8+ week program for myself, and then yeah,
a lot. It definitely is. Like, do you write like for you or your clients like 4-week programs or like 8-week, 12-week ones?
Yeah. So generally, my programming is anywhere from like 8 to 12 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for most clients.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of newbies like want like a monthly program, but like when they get more advanced, I feel like a 12-week, 6 to 12 week is pretty normal for advanced people.
Yeah. Usually I stick to like the 6 to 8 weeks if they're like someone who's like has like I like to call it exercise ADD, where they're like, I just want different exercises. I just want a different program like every so often.
Because at least like 6 to 8 weeks you can adapt to it. Anything shorter and like just keeping like or like mixing it up too quick, you're just not going to adapt to anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what does your programming look like right now?
So I actually follow Juggernaut AI. Are you familiar with that?
No.
So that is Chad Wesley Smith. He's
I've heard of him though. Yeah.
So my background is powerlifting, and I'm actually going to hopefully compete and sign up. But the app is like auto-generated like programming for powerlifting and power building. So I follow the app, and the split is basically like upper lower, so 4 days a week. But yeah, so I have a powerlifting style split instead of like body parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. How many times have you like competed?
I want to say like 4 or 5 over
Oh
the
wow.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably talk about that more.
Yeah, yeah. So that's actually a segues kind of nicely. Like, yeah, tell us about a little bit about your fitness journey.
Yeah, so well, I did like high school sports, so I've always been in sports when I was a kid. Did
Mhm.
high school sports like football, I wrestled. I guess you can say I started strength training at like 14, 15. Like I was never good. I was never like amazing. Well, I guess my squat was okay,
Mhm.
but like my legs are shorter, so I think my squat is a little easier. But
Yeah.
um got into like bodybuilding style lifting right after high school, and then found out I can just get strong and compete in just that. So uh decided to train like a powerlifter, and then I had a professor in college. It's like, hey, just sign up for a competition. Who cares? I'm like, okay, who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah. Let's just do it.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I'll just do it. And are you familiar with 531, Wendler's 531?
Yes.
So I did that leading up to the meet. Like I didn't even have like a peaking program. I just did like my last week of doing a single, and then I think you're supposed to do like an AMRAP of like that single,
Mhm.
and just did an AMRAP and like, all right, cool. Then I deloaded, as in like I don't think I did anything for a deload,
Mhm.
and then I competed and it was fun. I did it. It was
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that was, I think I was like 20 when I did that.
Mhm. Okay.
So I did,
How long ago was that? Do you remember the year?
I want to say like 2016, 2016 or
Oh,
2015.
okay. Gotcha. Mhm.
Yeah. So then from there, I did like a few more. Not like world record breaking, or I won some meets here and there, but nothing crazy. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty up until now. I switched back and forth. I'm like trying to get huge and trying to get strong. It's the forever like battle. Like
Mhm.
we're going on a bench a lot.
Mhm. Yeah. Were all those meets local, or did you like have to travel anywhere?
Yeah, they're all local. I think I technically could have qualified for like a regional or like a meet like in like a region, but that's, you have to like pay for yourself to go, and that's nothing like sponsored. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't want to pay just to pay to compete at somewhere else where I'm like gonna place
Mhm.
lower because I'm not like crazy competitive. So I'm like, I'm just not gonna do it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Just
all,
a fun thing to do.
yeah, fun thing to do and super great experience. Like I think if you're new, like just sign up. Like there's literally no repercussions. It's like
Mhm.
just in,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what were like some things that like kind of blew your expectations out of the water, or like something that was just like you're like, I did not expect this to happen, or something.
I didn't
Like,
expect everyone to be so encouraging. Like
mhm.
at powerlifting meets, like you get the occasional asshole who's like, oh, I'm better than everyone else, and like that kind
Mhm.
of dude. But 90% of people are like cheering you on as you're like trying to make a PR, or like helping you along the way. Like if you're not sure what to do, they're gonna help you out. Like with chalk, like I didn't know like that on your legs you're supposed to put baby powder for your legs, like so
Mhm.
that the deadlifting up it slips a little bit easier. And I
Gotcha.
thought it was like chalk, so I was like, I don't know what to do. And some guy was helping me out, and it's just very encouraging environment. And
Mhm.
the adrenaline you get from it is like super cool too,
Yeah.
because you've seen people use like the smelling salts.
Mhm.
Everyone's smelling salts, getting all hyped, and it's everyone like that. The energy's fed off of each other. So even if you're not like world record breaking, just competing is cool, because like the environment that you're in, it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. That's what I've heard too. I've never been to one, but yeah, a lot of people say it's like everyone just like super like encouraging and cool, and like you get on the platform, everyone's like cheering for you.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's all it gives me a headache sometimes. It's like so overstimulating. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a come down, right?
Yeah,
Afterwards.
really.
Yeah.
Well, because it's also like there's a lot of time in between like a squat, so it goes like squat, bench, dead. There's a lot of time in between those lifts, and you need to eat because it's like a 6 hour like time window,
Mm.
and like throughout the entire meet takes like 6 hours, so you got to eat, and I have to like leave the entire building to like chill out so I can actually get food in, because I'm just there. I'm like all pumped up and hyped up. I can't like have any food,
Mhm.
so that's
Yeah,
super cool.
how was the whole process for like warming up? Because I've also heard that like you want to keep warm, but like you don't also want to like tire yourself out, so that you want to like time everything nicely, so that by the time you step on the platform, you're like ready to go?
Yeah, it's super hard because you're on their time. Like when you're at the gym, you're warming up, and you're on your own time. Like when you're warm, you can just go lift.
Mm-hmm.
You're on their time. So from what I remember, I've been competing like a couple years, but I believe it's like you want to start warming up. Also, like knowing yourself is good. If you can warm up in like 15 minutes and you're okay, then do that. But I like to take a little bit longer, like 30 minutes. So they'll usually tell you, like, or you can ask like the meet director, like, hey, like how much time do we start? Or I'm in flight A or B, like do you know what time we would start? You can ask them that, or just keeping an eye out for people ahead of you, or like the meet ahead of you. But typically they'll tell you, and then you start warming up slowly, and knowing the order, because they'll post like, all right, this person's number 1, this person number 10 in this like flight. So like, okay, I'm number 8 and number 1's going right now. I should probably do my last warm up of before my opener, and then that'll be like 5-10 minutes before my next one. So it's just like communication with the meet directors, and just keeping an eye out on who's going before you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you exactly like get into powerlifting? Was it just something that you like found out by yourself, or did you like end up going to like a powerlifting focused gym one day and you're like, I love this community?
YouTube. So I used to watch all the time Barbell Brigade. You familiar with them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they like got me into powerlifting, and then like Silent Mike and like Mark Bell, like all those people like got me into like powerlifting, and I didn't know it was like a sport until like, oh, like we're competing in powerlifting. So pretty much Barbell Brigade. And I actually just visited like 6 months ago, like 4 months ago, barbell for the first time. It was really like surreal to see like the gym like got me into like powerlifting. So that was
yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like, it's one thing to see it in the video, and then actually being there, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I've seen so many videos just of this gym. It was really cool.
Yeah, where are they located?
They're in LA.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So not too, because I'm in Phoenix, so it's like 6 hours away. So it's not too bad, but I just never visited. And I've watched the videos since like 2015.
Yeah. And then now you said you're kind of into like bodybuilding kind of stuff now.
Yeah, like I go back and forth between like wanting to train like a bodybuilder and train like a powerlifter. Right now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna commit to the powerlifting style for like 6 more months, because I don't want to be in this in-between phase too much.
Gotcha.
So that, and then I'll probably switch to like training and trying to get closer to failure, as we all talk about. So
yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah. I don't want to tear you apart here, but do you have one that you prefer?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I think I like training like a bodybuilder more, but I think the outcome of being strong as hell is a lot like more fulfilling. Like if I could bench, like I haven't done this yet, but I want to bench 405. So if I could bench 405, that hype is insane. But I feel better like in the training, like getting huge pump, going like all straight motion, train to failure. Like I feel better like in the moment. So I don't know. That's like 2 different like reasons too.
Gotcha.
For fun.
Yeah. So how did you get in coaching? Let's talk a little bit about that.
So I went to school for here at Arizona State for exercise and wellness. So I wanted to originally be like a strength and conditioning coach and all that, like for a team, but I realized that's very not, what am I trying to say? Like not that it's not reliable, but you're going to be moving around a lot with the team, and it's like you're just with this team, not a lot of flexibility. So after learning, like, all right, maybe not that, got my CPT, and pretty much just wanted to like found out like teaching people who have never squatted before, or maybe getting someone stronger is more fulfilling than just helping this team become like a half a percentage better. So but that's pretty much it. Just kind of done personal training here at different gyms in the area, and then added online to that for the past like 6 months.
Okay, gotcha. What do you work at, like a private gym now? Because I see some of your videos sometimes.
Yeah. So I'm at this local gym. It's called ATP Powerlifting. I train myself and some clients there. So I do like that in person and also online for strength and fat loss.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like a pretty cool, like nifty little gym. Like judging from like the backgrounds I see.
Yeah, it's cool. It like has everything. It has like 3 squat racks. This big old well, so the owner does strongman competition. So he'll do like a whole like complex in there and like load everything up and he competes and everything. So this dude's strong as hell too. But it's cool. I have like everything in there. It's like super small, but just enough room to have the members in there like lift. So it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, what about you? Let's tell me about you this time. Like what
Okay.
sparked your journey?
Yeah, so I can totally resonate with the when you were talking about like the strength and conditioning stuff. Like I went to college for kinesiology. I always
Yeah.
thought I was gonna be an athletic trainer
Oh,
until yeah, until I actually shadowed one of the athletic trainers there. And it was cool like learning like the clinical aspect and how to like treat athletes with like specific injuries and how to like get them better and well to like actually get out there and play. But
yeah.
I felt like I couldn't relate to these people. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like I always wanted to lift just to like feel healthier, just to get my body looking a little bit better. And these
Yeah.
people who have literally been doing athletics and doing sports for their entire lives, pretty much, like I couldn't relate to this. I was like never really an athlete growing up. I was
Yeah.
just like some normal dude who wanted to change his body a little bit, So
Yeah. Yeah. And they probably like don't know like they just always done it, so it's super normal to them, and like they didn't probably take the time to learn as much because they just already done it.
hmm yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's cool. So like when you did that, there's like because I did that with physical therapy, and then I was like, I don't need physical therapy anymore. But when you did that, what got you like to be like? Did you become like certified or anything like with PT, like with personal training? Like, what did you transition from the athletic training to personal training?
Yeah, so after that, I basically got a job at my recreation center in college as like
Okay.
kind of like it's like a fitness specialist position, and then after that, you like while you're doing that, you get certified, and then you become like one of their personal trainers on staff, and then you
Okay.
just
So
pretty much work with the students on campus who go to the rec center and want personal training.
okay, that makes sense. That's kind of how they did it at my college too.
hmm
Nice. And you get like more internships after that with personal training or strength conditioning.
Yeah, after that, I just pretty much went to a commercial gym and started there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
hmm
That's pretty much like everyone's route too. That's a good one though.
Yeah, and then of course like COVID hit, so then that just like threw everything kind of like sideways. And then that's when I started like diving into how do I start like an online business.
Yeah. That's cool, man. And are we the same age? When did you graduate?
20 college
Yeah.
or 2020. So
Oh, you
actually
did?
yeah.
Oh,
So
no way. So you're young. I didn't know that.
I'm 24.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm only a year old. I'm turning 26 in like 2 months.
Okay,
That makes
gotcha. Yeah, I'm turning
I just
25 this year, so
yeah, gotcha. I just assume everyone's my same age. You
Mhm.
know? So
Yeah.
they're like, all right, they're my age.
Yeah, and then
Well, that's
some people it's hard to tell.
yeah, they're like, oh, that guy's super young. It's like 50. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Yeah, dude. So how was like what am I trying to say? When you are like lifting, like what's your like philosophy? Is you're like more of a bodybuilding, like trying to get a little bit bigger, a little bit better? Like what's your like idea, like your purpose of the training?
Yeah, so yeah, like I've always loved hypertrophy in bodybuilding, just like to change body composition. Like I didn't really care much for strength, not to say that strength isn't important, but I knew that, with like progressing on strength is eventually going to lead to physique changes. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so I'd like when I first started, I would just follow my friends like who like there's this one dude, he's like obviously super into bodybuilding, and at that time he was like learning a lot from YouTube and all this like social media stuff. So I would just like pretty much listen to what he says, and we'd follow
Yeah.
like this bro split that we did like literally 7 days a week.
You lifted 7 days a week. Oh,
Yeah.
what was it?
Mhm.
Push pull legs, push pull legs.
No, like so back then, like push pull legs wasn't even a thing. It was like chest, back, whatever you have. Yeah. So like
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's like chest, back, shoulders, legs, and then I think like
Oh,
arms, and then
that's
you repeat, and then you like repeat whatever you were like lagging or like struggling with. And so you were
oh
just working 7 days a week, and it was like pretty brutal.
oh that's so much volume.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and I remember like I would literally like take every single step to failure, and then oh
And I'm
man.
sure like back then, like your form's not perfect yet because we're still learning. So you're like, and you're like not getting anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like at that point, like I was seeing some progress, obviously, because like newbie gains, you're gonna see some progress. But then, yeah, it was just I couldn't keep that up for very long, and then eventually I just kind of like fell off.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like our first programs we ever follow were always just like wild thing. Like I didn't know like how to program anything like when I first started, so I would just follow my buddies too. And he like would get these like infographics off of Instagram and be like brutal shoulder day.
Yeah.
And it's like 4 and then like all like literally like 20 sets of like just shoulders. And we're just at this like local rec center for like this like where we're at just doing massive amounts of volume, and we're at the gym for 3 hours. And I'm like 18, I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like these programs are insane from Instagram.
Yeah, what do you remember what year you started lifting?
Like with like a like good intent.
No, just like in
Well,
general.
I lifted in high school, so technically, well, freshman year of high school. But then I remember like stopping my sophomore year because we had like a 0 hour, so we had to like be there at 5 or something like that, be there at 6. I was like, screw this, I don't want to do this. So I think I want to say like 14 or 15, I started like lifting like consistently.
Okay, gotcha. That I think we started lifting around the same time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then yeah, like dude, like the fitness information out there at that time was just like pure bullshit, dude.
And like everyone's just like do everything all the time, 7 days a week. It just seems impossible. And you're like, I just got to do this. There's no other way.
Yeah. Yeah, like the fitness space has definitely improved so much since then. Like that reminds me, do you remember what's his name? In I think it's like Mike's shredded six pack or something. Or like Mike Chang's like six pack shortcuts or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
just do this. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that dude was all over YouTube, and like I see it ads all over the place, and then you just like don't see him around anymore. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think people are starting to like understand the bullshit. We're like, all right, that's too good to be true. It can't be true. And like, okay, that seems kind of right. And like, I don't know. I think people are getting like their bullshit radar a little bit more.
Yeah, or I wonder if he just like got everyone's money and just like peace out.
Maybe honestly, like if that's what you're there for, and then you realize people are seeing through you, like, all right, I gotta go, and then you get your money.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. What was like the stupidest fad thing that you've like followed? Whether it's diet or training protocol, whatever.
Either like a ton of volume, but like fad thing. I wouldn't say it was stupid, but I tried like all like a good amount of like the diet fads. So I did like intermittent fasting in college because I thought like that was like the way. And I like kind of knew like, all right, this isn't like anything special. It's just giving yourself a time window. But I did that. I actually did carnivore for a month. And that was stupid, but also like kind of fun. I like kind of enjoyed it because it was just simple, like, all right, meat, like, cool, I can do that. But I don't know, nothing crazy stupid, but yeah, I never done like a detox or anything crazy like that.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so let's kind of go into the intermittent fasting and carnivore a little bit. Like, what were like your biggest takeaways in terms of possible pros, if any, and then obviously possible cons for someone who's like, poking around the internet and it's like, I just want to lose fat, get healthier, build muscle, whatever?
Yeah, so intermittent fasting, I liked it because at the time, I had like early classes, so I like go to like drive to school, which is like 30 minutes away for like a 9 a.m. I didn't want to like make food in the morning, so I was like, all right, I think if I just eat at noon, I'm gonna lift like an hour later, and then I'm good, and then I have food, and I stop eating at 6. So like logistically, it made sense because I didn't have to um, like have breakfast, and it was also nice because I could have a big meal. Like I can have a big old thing of Chick-fil-A and then lift and then have dinner and then I'm done for the day. And that was my deficit. So it was like really easy to be in a deficit, and that's kind of like the point. But the con was I think I was holding like unintentionally like holding back on some gains because I wasn't having protein throughout the day. I would just have like 60 grams super like quick, and then I would have like either protein shake or whatever, and then like dinner. So I wasn't having as much protein throughout the day, just kind of slammed in like 2 portions, and probably not the best for like building strength and size, but I didn't hate it, but I did get like really hungry at the end, so that was not fun.
Yeah.
But Carnivore was cool in the sense like it was super simple. Like all I had to do was buy a ton of meat, buy a ton of sausage, and just eat that and not have to worry about anything else. When if you're eating at home and cooking at home all the time, it's really easy. And
All right, so we are going to take a quick intermission and just want to say thank you so much for listening to this podcast, and thank you so much for making it this far in this episode. And I want to take a quick break and introduce you to today's sponsor of the podcast, Legion Supplements. So first off, a few reasons why I decided to work with Legion. Legion really does take a 100% transparent and no BS approach to introducing its supplements. Rather than simply trying to sell you supplements under the notion of trust me bro, they actually aim to educate you about their products. If you go to their website, under every single product on their website, they list every single ingredient with their exact dosages, which means no proprietary blends, why they have chosen those specific ingredients and those specific dosages, and even the most up-to-date research to back everything up that they are claiming and saying. Legion's main priority is providing quality service and products. They believe in their service and products so much that if for any reason you're not satisfied, you can send them an email, fill out their form, and they will give you a full refund on the spot, no questions asked. And it's for these reasons alone why I think they are the best of the best, and why I have continued taking their products year after year, and why I've decided to work with them after they reached out. So yeah, they are just an awesome company all around. And if you're already taking supplements anyway, you're probably likely taking a multivitamin, fish oil, some sort of whey protein in some form. You likely want the best for your body, and I truly believe Legion is the best of the best. So go ahead and check out their products. They're such an awesome company. Yeah, be sure to use my discount code AC at checkout to save yourself 20% off your first order, and I'll leave the link to their website in the show notes below. But yeah, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for listening, and let's get back to this episode.
Other than that, it's just obviously your energy is going to be depleted because you have no carbs. But then if you want to go out to eat with like a friend or anything like else, there's no flexibility. Either you get like chicken wings or you ask for a no bun, and then that's kind of not fun when you're at like a big burger place. Like, can I get no bun? Unless you're like an In-N-Out, but there's no flexibility with Carnivore, and then you're just eating a ton of fat. So overall, like it was simple, but I probably was not energized for my workouts. So like my strength did go down too. So strength went down, simple, but not something you can do for a very long time. This is definitely one of those, all right, I want to be done with this after like 20 days.
Yeah. So yeah, intermittent fasting, I did like follow it religiously for a few years because I thought it was the shit too. Carnivore, yeah, I've never really tried it. So yeah, I'm kind of like interested in are there like any loopholes, or is it just like pretty much like you eat meat and like no sauces and just like salt, pepper, and like that's it?
I think you could have like cheese and stuff. So it's basically like a variation of keto from like I took it. So I was like, all right, I'll have cheese and stuff, and like I'll like some veggies, but I didn't have like any bread or any carbs. So in that sense, it was kind of fun because I was like, didn't have to think about like, all right, I got to make all this stuff. All right, steak, that's it. And then I eat. So it was all right, but definitely not something I can do all the time and sustain, which is like the point. So
yeah. So what does your diet look like right now?
A lot of beef still. I still eat a lot of beef, but I eat a lot of rice, eggs, toast, avocados, fruits, like peppers, a lot of chicken. I pretty much eat pretty well rounded as much as I can. But I'm in a deficit right now, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, pretty well rounded. I have a lot of fruits, veggies, but majority of my meals are centered around a large protein source.
Cool. Yeah. So you mentioned that you're in a deficit. So what's your approach look like? Because I feel like some people think, oh, he's a personal trainer. He must have all this figured out. He must have some sort of secret diet that he's following.
It's all about the secrets. There's so many secrets, right? No, it's literally like I mean, as we kind of both preach, just being in a decent, like moderate calorie deficit. So technically, like on the TDEE calculator, like my maintenance is like 3,000, so I'm eating like 23 to 2,500 calories per day.
Yeah, and that sorry, I just want to stop. Is that where you figured out like your deficit, just doing a TDE calculator?
Yeah, pretty much. But also I've known over the years, after tracking for so long, I know like, all right, 20 to 25 is where my deficit is, and like 27 to 3,000 is where I'll maintain.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, I pretty much just eat in that range of like the 23 to 25, and then about 200 grams of protein, and then carbs and fat. I don't on purpose track them. Like I'll track them because it's in like the app, but I like to have more carbs than I do fat. So that's pretty much like the ratio. But other than that, just a super small, well, not super small, but deficit, and then consistently tracking over the next couple weeks, and I'll lose hopefully 5 to 10 pounds.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and then what does your exercise routine look like in a fat loss phase?
In a fat loss, pretty much the same as it would be in like a maintenance or a bulk phase per se. So it's following the powerlifting split of like a squat day, a bench day, a deadlift day, and then a overhead or a different variation of press day. So it looks exactly the same because you're trying to keep as much muscle mass as you can while in a deficit. So like train to build muscle mass is kind of the goal, and building strength too.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then could you explain a little bit as to why you don't change up your routine? Like some people think that you should have like a muscle building routine versus like a fat loss exercise routine.
Yeah, so I'm not building my deficit with my exercises. My deficit is coming from nutrition. So when I'm in a deficit, you want to keep as much muscle mass as you can while losing as much body fat as you can. So I'm trying to get strong to keep my muscle and maybe even have a little bit more, but the goal is to build and to keep the muscle. So nothing is changing compared to the maintenance or the a bulk, because it's the goal is always the same with building muscle. Now just the diet is changing to adjust how you look and like the body fat, how much body fat you have on you.
Awesome. And then how much cardio are you doing? Are you like doing hours and hours of cardio, or?
I'm sprinting for like 3 hours, and then I just keep sprinting until I can't anymore.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I'm taking walks. So I do like a 30-minute walk around my neighborhood, and then that's pretty much it. Sometimes I'll do like a little bit of a jog. Like I'll literally be like, I'll look at a trash can and be like, I'm gonna run to that trash can. I kind of jog to the trash can and I stop. And it's super unorganized. Like there's no like minute on, minute off. Like it's just, I'm gonna get my heart rate up for a little bit, and then I'll bring it back down for a little bit, kind of to aim into that zone 2 cardio. But it's more, I want to get my cardio up a little bit, then I'll bring it back down. But for the most part, it's just walking 30 minutes or trying to get steps in if I don't go for like a traditional walk.
Okay. Do you track your steps right now, or do you just track for time?
Sometimes I wasn't in like November, but sometimes I just forget to wear my Apple Watch, and I'm like, oh shit. So my phone is supposed to track it, but I feel like it's super inaccurate if I don't have my Apple Watch on me. So most of the time, if I get like a 30-minute walk, I'm pretty good. That's about like if I move around the day, that's about 7,000 to 8,000 steps. So yes and no.
Okay, gotcha.
Deficits is not super insane. There's no crazy tricks, just consistency.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Well, let's see. What is your like your goals right now? Are you in a deficit? Are you in a surplus, maintenance? Trying to get yacked?
Yeah, we're pretty much trying to get yoked right now. So I mean, like I don't track calories anymore, but I'm pretty much just like eating around maintenance, even bumping into a slight surplus when I have my days where like I like don't focus on my nutrition that much, and I know that with those days I'll eat a little bit more calories and I'm going to be in a surplus. Yeah, but I haven't been really tracking stuff all that much. My weight's been like slowly like trending up, so I'm like, okay, I'm probably in a surplus. But yeah, training's been great. Surplus has been facilitating that really, really well. Strength is going up a lot. So yeah.
What got you to that point of not being able to track anymore? Like, did you track for a little while?
Yeah. So I tracked for the better part of like 5 years.
Oh, okay.
And it was just something that became a part of my daily routine.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I just got used to it until one day I was like, I don't feel like I need this anymore. And then I just stopped.
Do you have like memorized your meals, like how much of each that you typically have every day that you just make?
Yeah, pretty much. And like I eat like the same stuff all the time, and it's about like, building like those meals that you can have consistently, and then you don't really need to track all that much anymore.
Yeah, that's what I found. I feel like because when I'm out of like a deficit phase, I already know what I need to eat to be in a deficit. So I'm like, all right, I memorize what meals I usually have. Then from there, I'm like, oh, I'll add extra piece of toast. And then that's probably like after like add like a little some of each meal, then I end up being in maintenance.
Yeah, although I will admit, like when I first started, there was like a little bit of anxiety. It's like because I've tracked for so long. I don't know if you felt the same.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna gain all this weight. I feel like I need like a 2-week reset, like tracking. Like if I track for 2 weeks, I'm like, all right, I know how much I need to eat to be in a deficit. I know like when it feels like I'm a little bit over, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. But that comes with years of like tracking every day to learn that. And I feel like when you are like either just at home or your schedule is consistent, it's easier. Like when I was in college, I was either different classes and like, oh, I need to go grab something from like a little mini mart thing, and there's so many variety. It's harder to like to choose when you don't have like a consistent like meal prepared. So that's something too. Like I found like when I'm at home, it's so easy to like, all right, 6 ounces of that, 6 ounces of that. All right, good.
So we can kind of drive a little bit about how to transition from tracking to not tracking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it just takes time though to transition from tracking to not tracking. So if you're tracking, you need to learn the skill of tracking to be able to like not track, and like kind of like intuitive eating, people like to call it, like, oh, just intuitively eat. Well, yeah, I could intuitively eat like 6 pizzas and like I can eat. So not really everyone. Like, just eat till you're full. I'm like, well, I don't get full very easily. I can eat. So I think you got to track and like know, like, all right, at least if it's like, and it could be like anything. It doesn't have to be at a deficit. Just tracking what you're eating is going to let you know, like, all right, I like having this much food. Let's reduce it or whatever it is. And then you learn, like, all right. And also, like, how to work the scale too. Because I think a lot of times, like with a scale in the kitchen, not like in the like weighing yourself, like weighing your food, that's a skill, like knowing how much is actual portion and how much protein is in certain portions. Because you can like have a little bit of like beef or chicken, you're like, oh, this is protein. Like, yeah, it's protein, but you gave yourself 3 ounces, which is not that much. You probably need to double that to get your protein goal. So knowing how much you're eating and to reach your goal for the day is something you need to be good at. And then once you do that, you start to memorize like, all right, I know 6 ounces of chicken is what I need to get my protein goal for this meal. Then I add like 6 ounces of this. You're pretty much good. So I think it's just learning the skill of tracking, memorizing, and understanding like how much is of each food is protein and calories. And then from there, like slowly letting go of the app to tell you what to eat, and then know the portion size is just kind of eyeballing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you actually brought up a really good point. Like intuitively eat. It's like it's something that like probably may have worked maybe like 50 years ago when we didn't have all of this like hyper palatable foods, which is like if you really think about it, like these companies are putting so much money into research to get you to eat more of this stuff, to buy more of this stuff.
Yeah, it's all money. Like they just want you to buy more. So of course they're gonna make stuff to make you want to buy more. Like, dude, I have Pop-Tarts in my fridge in my kitchen right now.
Mm-hmm.
2 of those is 100 calories.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Well, like 400 calories of like chicken. If you look at 400 calories of chicken, it's so much fucking chicken.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Chicken breast, it's like 2 pounds or some shit.
Yeah, it's insane. So like knowing like, all right, I got a Pop-Tart that's gonna taste good for 10 seconds, or I have a fuck ton of chicken, which is gonna make me full for the next 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps me full.
Mm-hmm. That actually kind of segues nicely. So how would you say to someone who's to manage cravings, someone who's struggling with cravings?
I think I think like 2 factors, like for me when it comes to cravings at least, is to have more filling meals is like number 1. Having a more protein dense meal, and one that fills you up like a ton that can last like 3 to 4 hours is what's going to help me not feel like I need to have a little something sweet later. Because I can have like, all right, I have a full meal, and then I know like, all right, in a couple hours I'm gonna have dinner, and then that's gonna be another full meal. And having more organization in that meal is going to be keeping you full. And then also not having it in your house is like number 1 too. It's if it's in your house and it's available, like you're gonna go eat it. Like I have cookie dough in my house right now, and I'm finding the urge to go get that cookie dough like every minute of the day.
Yeah.
It's just there. Like it's so easy to be like, take out your fridge and scoop. If it's just not there, like I don't think about it if it's there. So those 2 I think are the biggest. But also just like having like I said with like the big meals, those are probably the top 2 for me. I'm trying to think of anything else at the top of my head when it comes to cravings. But if you are like seriously craving something, trying to get an option that is lower calorie, or like something that you can have like a piece of. So like if you're craving like a little candy, like go to the store and buy like just one of that little candy. So like you only have just the 1 or 2, and you're not buying a big old 62 ounce of whatever it is, where you can have more later. Like my favorite is if I have some extra calories, a McDonald's drive-through just has like the cones. And it's like probably not accurate because everyone's gonna pour like a little bit more, but like 100 to 200 calories is just the vanilla cone. So it, depending on what your deficit is, and if you want to use 200 calories for that, you could do that and kind of get rid of that sweet really quick. But that's like the last thing you should do, I think. First thing, prioritize your meals and not have it in the house. But if you really need to, go out and buy something individual, so you can have just the bite and then let it go.
Yeah. I'm surprised the McDonald's soft serve machines are open in your area.
I'm excited for this. I'm gonna have a little ice cream, and it's still gonna fit in my calories for the day, my calorie budget. Then I get there, I'm like, fuck, it's gone. I was like, fine, I'll just like have whatever and go home.
Yeah, because it's like an ongoing meme. It's like when you try to get soft serve, and it's like, oh, it's broken.
It's broken. Sorry, you're gonna have to just go home, suffer.
Yeah, seriously. Oh yeah, but on a serious note, you did bring up a good point about like just managing portion sizes. Because like for example, if you want to use chips, it's like rather than eating like the the party size fucking bag and just like having your hand fist deep in there, just like portioning it out, pour it into a bowl, and it just that extra little like bit that you have to work for, it might make you just not want to go for that second serving.
Yeah, exactly. Like take the time to measure out the portion. It sucks. Like no one wants to like pour it into a bowl, but you make an adult decision. Like, am I going to grab the bag, or am I going to grab the bag and pour it and measure? That extra step may like even turn you off to the fact of, because like for me, like if the minute I'm like, oh, I have to go and track how much chips I want, not worth it. I'm not even going to do it.
Yeah, or even just like having it like, because you got to take it out and you got to put it back, versus like if that bag is literally sitting in your lap, then you're just much more likely to do it.
Oh yeah. Oh, another thing is having like little bowls of stuff hanging around the house, like nuts. Have a bag of like, or like just a bowl of like candy. If it's just like out and about, like it's so easy to be like, I'm gonna have a couple M&Ms, and that's like 100 calories, and it adds up. So not having it easily accessible is also a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like you said, when things like that happen, you just were more likely to just like take a handful here, take a quick little bite, and then you end up not tracking it, even if you like are planning to track everything.
Yeah. I think it's super huge. Like it's so easy just to go like grab something really quick, then you don't track it. I don't want to do that. It's easier to just go burnt mouth, and then pour it from like a jar.
Yeah, and then you forget about it at the end of the day, and it's like you have like 500 calories that you like totally forgot about, and you're like, well, I'm hitting my calories.
Yeah, I'm hitting my calories, but then you like don't track like all the little nibbles, and that's like we would talk about like every single like lick, bite, and taste has to be tracked. So that's preventing those little bits that aren't tracked. Those add up the quickest, because I think we can like, oh, you have this like picture perfect idea of like what our days can look like. We're like, M&M's sound good, and then just sitting there. So I might as well munch on that shit. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you much of a snacker?
I used to be. Like in like high school, I would just be like, oh, chips, hell yeah. But then I think once I learned like how much of each macronutrient like that I'm supposed to have to reach a goal, I'm like, okay, cool. The snacking didn't even become a part of my question anymore. It's because I was organizing my plate a little bit better. I was organizing like all this protein, all this carbs, and like the fat would come from the protein anyways. That organization helped me not like snack as much. And even if I do like want a snack, I commit to a protein carb like mini meal. Like I'll just have like, I'll have a snack, but I'll have a protein with it. Like those Nutri-Grain or the crumbs everywhere. The you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, the crumbs effing everywhere. I'll have that with like a protein, like little protein shake. Like, all right, I'm getting carbs and protein. That's like a meal, and then I continue with my day, even though it's like more of a snack. So just organizing your food around protein makes you not want to snack as much.
Okay, gotcha. Do you have any go-to foods or meals that keep you full?
That keep me. Oh, I was making this a lot last year when I was like in a cutting phase too. I should probably make a video on this. I just haven't done it yet. But Greek yogurt, and you put a scoop of protein in that, mix that shit, and then add granola or that the Nature Valley crumbs thing. Add that in there and some peanut butter. Like portion out everything and measure everything. But I think it's like 40 or 50 grams of protein, some fat, and some carbs. That shit is so filling. So that's like a go-to snack I've had in the past.
Honestly, like I'd say Greek yogurt is such an underrated like protein source. Like no one really talks about it.
Yeah, and it's like cheating. I swear. Like, because it's so much protein, and you add a scoop of protein powder in there, then it tastes like pudding. It's literally cheating. So
yeah, seriously. I think like the fat-free, I don't remember the exact calories, but it's like per serving, it's like 20 something grams of protein. And so like 100 something calories. I'm just like, what the hell?
Like this is legit. I'm gonna be shredded. Just give me some Greek yogurt.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like honestly, it's such a hack to throw in protein powder in there because like for the longest time, I'm like, I don't understand how I can just eat this by itself. Like it just tastes like gas.
Yeah, it
But
just
then the
tastes like
protein powder adds a little bit extra flavor in there, and you don't really, and it's like protein powder. It's like not like you're adding like a bunch of sugar or like extra flavoring and shit.
yeah, it's just the protein powder. And I found like this non-lactose. So like if you have lactose problems with dairy, I found this like non-lactose protein or Greek yogurt, and it's like vanilla flavored. It's like stupid good. Like I can eat that straight. It tastes like pretty much like yogurt instead of like actual Greek yogurt, like sugar yogurt. But same thing. Macros are amazing. I added like some granola to it. Like it's cheating. It's great.
Yeah, I'll have to try that sometime.
I'll send you a picture of what it was. I don't know where it's something. I don't remember what company it was, but it was good. I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, I think my go-to is Oikos. I don't know if you heard of that one.
Oh yeah.
They're like 000. That stuff is so good.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm like, I can do some of that right now.
Yeah, now I gotta go. I'm gonna go pick up some Greek yogurt right after this.
Yeah. I want to get like 3 big tubs because I literally ate that in like 2 days. Like fuck.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Ted Shreds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he said he literally just had. He always has like a freaking huge ass tub of like Greek yogurt, and he'll just like eat that shit.
Just like I'm hungry, Greek yogurt.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I think I asked him the same. I'm like, what is your like your go-to low calorie like filling food? And he's like, dude, honestly, just Greek yogurt.
Yeah, super good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think also back to like foods and stuff. I think having an air fryer is also cheating. Like it's a literal hack if you have an air fryer because I can just put frozen chicken or like just chicken or whatever meat, put it in the air fryer, and like 20 minutes later, it's amazing. I use all my meals are in the air fryer.
Oh yeah, same, dude. I love the air fryer.
Yeah, you can put like potatoes in there, and then you like it's basically fries, and like put some non-stick shit in there. And dude, so good. All my meals are in there. I've used, like the oven in like years. Like I don't need it.
Air fryer is a really good tool.
Big fan. Like I just cooked like a full ass steak in there too, like a big old steak.
Really? How did that turn out?
Well, I think I have like a special like air fryer. It's like this Ninja foodie air fryer.
Oh,
so
okay, I know what you're. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like different settings on it. There's like a grill setting and there's like a dehydrate setting. I just use like regular setting, I guess. But I've used like the grill setting for steaks. Oh man, it's cheating.
Do you like put it in and close it, or do you like actually? Like, is it like actually like a grill where you just throw it on?
No, it's like a closing thing. So like it's kind of like a flap open, and then I open it, plop it in like on the top, and flap it down.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like, because I don't think some of them are like this like handle and it's like underneath and you kind of slide it in. Yeah, I flap down, so it's a little bit different, but it's super good.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just have your basic ass air fryer, so.
You're just kidding.
Yeah.
But the fries in there are great.
Oh yeah, I make air fried potatoes like literally every single day.
So good. Big fan. Yeah. Well, what's your go-to meal then? Like go-to macro meal?
Ooh, I'd say definitely potatoes. Potatoes are like so underrated. They're just like super filling. They're low calorie and it's like a really good carb source too. Yeah. And then obviously a lot of protein, a lot of veggies as well. And that's basically it.
What you made something on your story the other day. It was like a bunch of like sauce on top of it. Was that what was that? You're like, I can make this every day. What is it?
What did I make? Oh, it was chicken katsu curry.
Oh, okay. Because it looked like chicken katsu, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
That looks so bomb.
Yeah. So that is definitely not low calorie.
Okay. That sauce looks like it got some fat in it. That's a veggie sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like my like more fun meals when I like have the actually have the time to like cook and stuff.
True.
Yeah. But definitely not something I can eat every single day.
What's like a fun meal that's like your go-to then? Is that the one you can make at home that's your go-to? Like a fun one?
Yeah, either that or like pizza.
Yeah, you big fan of pizza?
Oh yeah, dude, I love pizza.
Oh, pizza. My favorite pizza is like the like Neapolitan style.
Mm,
Yeah, that it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like almost personal pizza. It's super good. It's like gooey in the middle, but like the ingredients a little bit better than like a Papa John's or something.
Mm,
Those are super
Do you have a favorite pizza style?
pizza style.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like the Neapolitan style.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's super good. There's a place over here called Pomo. I don't think it's out of Arizona or anywhere else, but they make super good pizza. Highly
Oh, okay.
recommend that.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Awesome.
know you're coming to Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I've actually thought about like taking a trip down there sometime. Yeah. But I don't know.
Do it in the winter, not the summer.
Okay.
Because it's not right now. The summer it gets to like 115, 120, and it's gross.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. Because then like it gets too hot and you want to take a nap. It's not fun.
Mm.
But yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have a good hour here, so let's wrap up. So yeah, tell people where they can find you.
Y'all can find me on Instagram, tweeters, all that stuff at Flores_strength. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and talk to me.
Oh, thank you. This was fun.
Yeah, this is awesome. Nice to have popped your cherry.
Yes, pop the podcast cherry. It's been sweet.
Yeah. All right. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
All right, and that about wraps up of this episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed this episode, and be sure to leave a written review as well if you enjoyed particular episodes or specific content that you found in this podcast. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.